Hi Sagittarius, how are you doing today? Welcome to your daily oracle reading. Today we are the 10th of October and you got the truth. What a beautiful oracle card, right? Okay. First, let's talk a little bit numerology. Today's date, which is 10/10/2023, reduces to a number 9. And so the number 9 is all about looking out for the truth, seeking the truth, looking for the deeper meaning behind things, the metaphysical, outer space, higher education, philosophy, faraway places, etc. It's like always going the extra mile to understand the deeper meaning behind things, the deeper truth, okay? Which is like falls perfectly with today's energy. I mean, I cannot believe how like every time the oracle card, the exact oracle card comes out like that really resonates with the day's number. And so let's look at this card, okay? And from it first, we are going to repeat with me 3 times the affirmation as follow. It's going to be inspired from these flowers, which are called the white chrysanthemum. And so we're gonna say their name 3 times to embody their energy and everything they symbolize. White chrysanthemum, white chrysanthemum, white chrysanthemum. Okay, and so this is really interesting because the chrysanthemum flowers originated from China and they exist in many colors. We're going to talk about here about the white chrysanthemum in particular. And so they sort of spread out throughout the whole world. Okay, and as they travel throughout all these countries and all these cultures, each country and each culture adopted them for different uses. And so hence they have different symbols in different countries. That's why, let's say, if you want to gift someone a white chrysanthemum, it's a good idea probably to know like where they live and what it symbolizes over there. So while in Western Europe, Belgium, and like France and other places, they're used for grieving and mourning, and so they symbolize death. In places like the USA, in fall, they're pretty abundant, so they symbolize like friendship and camaraderie. In other, like the Buddhists use them to expand a house and infuse it with like yang active energy, sunlight, sort of like what we see here. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. In Britain and Australia, they symbolize also something else. And so there they use them more like to celebrate mothers. So they symbolize a mother and her devotion, loyalty, etc. And so this brief lesson in history is here to illustrate to you that there is no universal truth. There is no absolute truth. Whatever your own truth is, whatever you believe in, is what is true to you at that particular moment in your life. And that truth might change, it might shift, but it's still your truth. So, and this exactly like illustrates exactly what's going on in this oracle card, because you see the angel that is holding this or offering you this bouquet of like white chrysanthemum kneels or like I don't know, like sits in front of a body of water or lake that reflects this. And so this talks about like different perspective, reflection, your opinion, other people's opinion, your perspective, other people's perspective, your truth, other people's truth, etc. And if you can see from this, the body of water and the body of earth really are like 2 different entities. I mean, there's a little bit of like gray area here where like you see some sand, some dirt, some water like mixed in the middle with some greenery, but mostly it's like 2 different bodies of waters, which means like your truth is not affected by other people's truth and other people's truth is not affected by your truth. Sometimes they might meet in the middle, sometimes there might be a little bit of like conflict, but it doesn't really matter in the big picture. And something else also that I wanted to like highlight is that even if you, let's talk about like more about the white chrysanthemums. Let's say even if you come from a culture where they might symbolize death and people use them for mourning, let's say for you, you like to put them in your house because they bring you energy, and you believe like the Buddhists, they like bring yang and expansion and all of that. Even if there's pressure from your society, like people might be bullying you or like harassing you or like making jokes or making cracks or whatever, like, oh, I use them like this don't mean like that. If this is your truth, if it resonates with you, you adopt that with pride and you just embody it and you live it. You being from a certain country or from a certain culture doesn't mean always you have to, adhere to that like 100%. Otherwise, we don't grow. We don't learn more about our truth, right? And so, yeah. And so let's look more into what is this angel offering you today, this bouquet of white chrysanthemums. It feels like in this card, it embodies the yang energy. Okay? So it's a positive energy. It's an active energy. It's a warm energy. It's an expansive energy. And this card comes really perfect today to tell you that you are following the right path, your path. And as long as you are following your truth, what makes sense to your heart, whatever reaction you get, whatever reflection you get on the outside doesn't really matter. Whatever noise you create doesn't really matter. Even if you don't find, you remember like yesterday we were talking about like crisis of faith in your bonus reading. You can watch that, by the way, like if you in my bonus playlist. And how sometimes if something we're doing and the initial phase of excitement like wears off and we don't see that immediate turnout, we start like wallowing in our misery and having doubts and being confused and all that stuff. And so the solution is to tap into that inner child and look at things with wonder again, and then like clarity will like emerge. So sorry if like you hear some noise a little bit here. Maybe it got noisy a little bit. And so yeah, exactly. So to go back to speaking your truth, this is like one way to look at it, like regarding different truth out there. But also, this card is a confirmation for you to stay the course in whatever you're doing, because also we can look at reflection from that side, from this perspective that I'm going to be sharing with you right now, which is like as below, so above as below, etc., all that stuff, which means whatever is divine, whatever is true, whatever happens in this realm will be reflected in this realm, back in this realm, and vice versa. And so if you follow your truth, it's going to reflect in this world. You remember also, if you watched my bonus, it ended with a card of like when it will happen, and you got the Two of Worlds, which was like the two synonym of the Two Pentacles, but in the Voyager Tarot, two words talk about like two worlds and reflections, and I told you that like you might see a glimpse from a parallel world. A glimpse of success means usually like you were able to peek into this other parallel world where you were successful, let's say, or where you get what you want to, what you're trying to pursue here. And this is like a motivation for you to tell you that like if it exists in another world, see how it tastes, see how it feels, like it can manifest in this world as well. And how these two worlds sometimes they like, there's infinite choices, but sometimes they collide through like one choice. And so it's amazing, really. I cannot believe the cards like that gets picked every day. And so this is also a perfect example of these two worlds, right? So your bouquet of chrysanthemum, if it doesn't exist if you're here, it exists in this world, and if you're here, it exists in this world, and you can see the reflection of both. And sometimes there's the intersection where you can take a peek into that world. And all of this is possible by following your truth. I mean, can we say more? Now I'm going to end this reading with a quote that also you got randomly, which is amazing how everything is always aligned for you. And this quote is from Hippocrates. And so it says, "There are in fact two things, science and opinion. The former begets knowledge, which is science. The latter, which is opinion, ignorance. Well, while Hippocrates might have been a little bit harsh in his delivery and opinionated about like really science and other things, whether you want to debate that or not, but mainly what it states is that we're going to replace science with your truth and opinion with other people's perspective or other people's truth. And so, exactly, if it's your truth, it resonates with you, that's knowledge, that's truth, follow that bliss. Don't put a lot of like weight into other people's truth, even about you, right? What they have to say about what you should do. And so with that, I'm going to end today's reading. I'm going to wish you a truthful day where your unquenchable thirst for truth and deep knowledge never ends, and where you jump from one topic to another, one book from another, one podcast to another, one YouTube for another, one experience to another, in order to discover more about yourself and your path and everything. And I'm here to tell you that this is happening, all right? This is happening, so I believe in you. Stay the course. I love you so much. Thank you again for all your support, all your comments, which I really appreciate, and I always reply to them. Thank you for subscribing. We need a lot of subscribers to keep this channel like ongoing. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for spreading the word about me. And I hope you're enjoying all my formats and all my readings. And stay blessed, aligned, and connected. I love you all. Have a great day.